Welcome back, everybody, to the North Toowoomba Bowls Club for the continuation of the Queensland State Champion and Champion singles for the men and the women. We're on exactly the same rink as we were before, same green. And we have a match coming up for you now between Ben Walsh and Michael Kinnear. Now, both of these guys had a victory in their first game. And so this is going to be most exciting. The same if you watch the first one, a tremendous game of bowls, and this has the earmarks of being a replica of what we've just seen. So they're just about to get underway here now. So the lady marker is just about to spot the jack. And it looks to me as though it's Ben down there. Oh, sorry, I've got it around the wrong way, have I? Okay, so Michael Kinnear has just delivered his first bowl away from the clubhouse. And it's a pretty fine effort too there from Michael. He's run through by about 3 feet, but he's quite clearly got fairly decent grass. Okay, so Ben is now elected to play the opposite hand, and he's coming down. He might be a little bit quicker. He could sit Michael's bowl, which he did. But they're both quite a distance behind. Now, they'll fix that up, I feel quite certain. We'll give you, as time, because we haven't had a real lot of time in between games, we haven't really at this stage been able to gather the information on all the other games this morning. That's both the men and there's a lovely shot there from Michael. He's corrected his weight beautifully, and he's just got a touch on the jack and slid through. We'll certainly be bringing you updates of all the other matches that were played this morning, and that'll certainly include the ladies, who are once again back on the top green. And Ben he's played a cracker here. He just got enough of the kitty and jagged it against Michael's bowl, and he's rolled back with it. I think that'll be shot there now. My name, in case you didn't know, my name's Gary Thomas, and I'll later be joined by the one and only Jimmy C, I think he might be just having a bite to eat. I'm not sure. So Michael's played his forehand this time, and he's just dropped this one a bit short. And Ben now playing his third bowl. And he looks to be fairly well down. I'm not too sure whether he's going to get back in time, but he looks to be, doesn't he? Yes, indeed. And that's another lovely shot from Ben, so I think he might be holding two. And as I said, we'll time permitting, we'll bring you completely up to date. So don't leave your chairs and think we've forgotten about you and what happened this morning with the other matches. We'll certainly be bringing you all of that information. Okay, so Michael, he's done all right there. He's connected his own bowl, and I suggest that might be shot. Yes, the marker's indicated to Ben that he is now one down. Excuse me. Bob McCauley's watching. Good morning. Is it still morning? Yeah. Good morning, Bob. And Dale McWillie Shillington's there with us. Darley, good morning. And Ryan Burnett. Burno, welcome back from New Zealand, buddy, and congratulations on your efforts over there. Oh, now, what's happened here? The marker's having a decent look at this. I don't know what's happened here. I think that Ben might have just nudged that jack enough to give him one. Yes, and we'll have kicked that one out. And they're both having a decent bo peep at this. Oh, he's gone for the measure. Okay, you'll have the calipers out here. Yes, Ryan, well done, buddy, on in your efforts in New Zealand to get where you did. Chrissy Pab's watching, and she's here with Dennis, presume. Well, I don't know whether she is. But it was Chris's birthday yesterday, and they had a lovely meal last night, celebration meal apparently at a place in Toowoomba called the Spotted Cow. I don't know what happens there. So keep the views coming, guys. And Benny's put the bat on the wrong line. Keep the views coming and share it around as much as you can. We had sensational figures yesterday, which I won't go into now, but some of the percentages of views were just outstanding. Now, what's Benny done here? Has he thrown it in the drain? No, I don't know. It might just stay up. It did. I'm looking out the side window. So, Benny's leading 1-0 against Michael. And as I said before, folks, both of these gentlemen had a nice win in the first round. Michael had that's Ben's bowler's lovely weight. He's just a bit on the side. Here we go. Michael Kinnear had a decent lead against John Lennon, and John kept on pounding away, and they got up to the point where they were pretty much, or I think Michael was 22 or 23, I think, and John Lennon was 22. So it really got to the point where it was going to be anybody's game. And with the very last bowl, Michael has decided he had enough of this. He decided he was going to try and trail a kitty, and indeed he did. A brilliant shot, and he picked up 3 shots to go out and win the match. And in the other game, Benny Walsh defeated Gary Reardon 25-8, and you've got to feel a little bit sorry for Gaz because he's here under sufferance. Really, he broke his leg about 8 weeks ago, and he's hobbling around. He's still hobbling around and obviously feeling a bit of pain. So, so the winner of this match quite clearly is going to be sitting fairly comfortable with 2 wins. Brian Marshall's keeping check on us here, Robbie. He's making sure we're doing things right. Now, fortunately, where we're situated at the moment, we can only see the live stream game in its entirety on our screen. But off to the left-hand side, we've got Shawnee Ingham playing Evan O'Rourke, and I can see that match, and I've got to concentrate on our televised game, but I'll be giving you updates on that other one as well. Sean had a good win over Colin Kelly in the first game, and I think Evan might have lost his match. Okay, so it looks at this stage as though Michael Kinnear might, well, it's about to change, or is it? Michael Kinnear, to my eye, would appear to be holding 1. He's got his last bowl to come. He's elected to play his forehand, and I'm not sure if he's going to be wide enough, is he? But he can nestle in amongst those that are in the right-hand side. He doesn't want to move that yellow, and he didn't. Okay, so the indication from Ben is that it's 1 shot to Michael, so it's 1-1. Tim Swanson is back with us. Good morning to you, Tim. I've got a gentleman dancing around in front of the camera. It's a bit hard to not. Okay, now coming into the third end, 1-1, 25 shots up. There's a 3-hour time limit, but in the game of singles, you would normally expect that 3 hours would be certainly time enough to get the match completed. Once again, the girls are all on the top green. We'll be getting some progress scores throughout the morning on those matches up there, and we've got to make sure I get delivered a sheet here shortly, which will give you information on all the results in their entirety. Okay, so it's a pretty good start from Michael. He's just dropped in behind there, and Benny's just going to try and nestle on him or sit him out or something, and he's just going to slide past. Penny and the Jets, says Tim. Go the hill. Well, he had a pretty fine win this morning, as we've just mentioned, Tim. So if he can continue that sort of form, I'm sure he's going to be pretty pleased. Okay, Michael's he's found his right line by the looks of that. He's just still working on his weight at the present moment. Do you want to turn that around? No. Well, I can't read it from here.
I'm just telling you this for you. Peter Taverner wants to know who John Lennon's playing. He's playing Gary Reardon.
Oh, okay. Peter Taverner wants to know, who is John Lennon playing? He's playing Gary Reardon. Yeah, and Gary's the poor unfortunate soul who broke his leg. John was considerably down in the first. But he was down somewhere around about 10 shots there at one stage, Peter. But in inimitable fighting spirit, he fought his way back in. He was at the point of the game where they were almost pretty level until Michael but he deliberately played the correct weight to trail the kitty into the ditch. Colin Kelly's directly in the ring in front of us. He keeps on winking at me through the glass window. I think he might be holding a couple from what I can see. Okay, now Michael, once again, he's come down. He's corrected his weight with the third bowl, and he's not so far away with his fourth. Now, Benny's going to have to do something here because it appears as though he's 4 down. He's persisting on that hand, and I think he's fairly well better weighted this time. If he doesn't get shot, he's certainly going to cut the count down. Yes, and that's what he's done. So it's a very good shot because he was staring down the barrel of 4 there, but he's now, I think, probably only 1 down. Okay, so that takes Michael to a lead of 2-1 after the third end. Mention once again, folks, that because we're situated here on the bottom green, all the equipment, the cameras and everything else is set up here. The match organisers have decided that the men are going to play on this green all day in the north-south direction, and the ladies are upstairs north-south. So the bottom line is that the matches we'll be bringing you will be all from the men's sections. Now, I don't want you getting cranky with me and us, the media team, because that sort of decision is completely out of our hands. Michael's had a touch on the jack on the way through there, and Benny's just trying to see if he can get his weight working a bit better, and I think he's done it with this one. He's going to sit on Michael's bowl or just beat it inside it. Not quite. But the greatest news and I've mentioned before, and I'll tell you again if you're pressed to the coverage, that both the ladies and the men's singles finals will be played at separate times tomorrow. That's a lovely shot from Michael, just dropping in behind. Both the men's and the ladies' singles finals tomorrow will be played at separate times, so we will be delighted to announce that we can bring both of those finals to you live, which was something that probably never happened in the past. It wasn't necessary, I guess, because there was no live streaming, I think, back when the championships was played in previous years. Okay, so here comes Michael again, and he seems to he's found his line just a little bit quicker at this stage of the game than what Ben has. But not to be denied, he's coming down on his backhand this time. He looks to have a much better bowl if he clears Michael's, and he's not. Well, that's a bit of a shame for him. Never mind. Michael's still clearly holding 2, and he's also decided to switch to his backhand. Yeah, Barb, I presume you're referring to the fact that we're bringing both finals. Well, that's another good shot from Michael. Now, that's probably given Ben a bit of a headache because he's got to try and get between them or around it or something. Yes, it is good news, Barb, and we are very complimentary of the match organisers and the games committee for having the foresight to stagger the finals of the men's and ladies tomorrow. Okay, so Ben's using a bit of weight here, and he's got Michael's front bowl and bingo. The kiddie's gone back and now Ben would be holding the shot, and I think it might only be 1. So he's opened up his shoulders early doors and decided to have a decent whack, and I think it's only 1, so that makes it 2-all, and we've got Kerry back with us, have we? Kerry, good on you, mate.
Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I'd better come in here and save these blokes from a bit of grief. Yeah, beautiful games of bowls here this morning in North Toowoomba. Thanks to the Toowoomba Regional Council for helping us put this event on. Looks like it's going to be a very nice, cool day for them to play. I had to get a coat out this morning. Welcome to Toowoomba.
Yes, well, Kerry, it's certainly cooler than the days we've had, but it's not cold, is it?
No, it's definitely not cold. It's just, I suppose if we weren't sitting around watching bowls all day like we do our best work,
we'd probably be having a bet in the roses.
Yeah, we'd probably be out there playing bowls, warmed up and ready to go, yes.
But there's hardly any wind to speak of, which is totally different to what we had yesterday.
Yeah, no, beautiful day for playing bowls. Absolutely beautiful. Competition's running really well. The bowlers are in fine form.
Yeah. Well, you would have seen the match or parts of it that we did this morning. It was just unbelievable, wasn't it? The quality.
Cole Kelly and Sean Ingham. That was just absolute first class game.
I just said to the two boys during the break there, but I said I just couldn't believe. Or you can believe the standards that they're playing, but to consistently play as well as they both did. And the very first end, I said to Cole, we're in for a hell of a bloody game here, because the whole 8 bowls, you could have thrown a bleeding towel over them, couldn't you?
Yeah, mate.
The very first end.
Yep, no. It was the score in no way reflects the game.
No,
the game
it didn't.
Was very tight game.
It didn't.
Very tight.
I mean, Cole would come off the green and say, well, how the hell did I lose that by 10 or whatever it was? Because he didn't play. They both bowled terrific, didn't they?
Yep. I see we have Mr. Marshall, the President of the Gold Coast District, listening to us too.
He's checking up on us.
Yeah, that'd be more to the point.
He doesn't. He's just making sure we're not messing around.
Just so you're aware, Brian, Hazel made me nice scones this morning with pineapple cheese and something else in them.
Yeah.
Absolutely first class.
Pretty yummy, weren't they?
I ate your share as well. You know, everybody knows I like cake.
Now, Benny Walsh has certainly got 1. I would think he'd have 2. And Michael's coming down on his forehand. He needs to either split those 2, or he hasn't got the weight to do much, has he? No, he's
it's a little bit
not
short
that
there.
Short. Yeah, well, he had no reason to be short there, did he? He had a couple of his own coming in, so he'd be disappointed with that.
Yeah, we'll have to put some dots on some of them bowls so we can tell the yellow bowls from the yellow bowls.
Well, they're only just slightly different, aren't they? Because you get I'm tipping there could be an occasion or two when we could be calling the wrong bowl, although they're not exactly the same.
Yeah,
There's another good one from Benny.
I'm getting old, My eyesight's not as good as it used to be. Yeah.
Now, what's Michael doing here? He's persevering on his forehand now. He'll be looking to find at least another 2 or 3 feet of weight on his previous bowl.
He looked to split that little gap
in
between his own
I'm just not sure.
Or roll one in.
What's he done? He's going to come underneath. Oh, he just clipped it the wrong way.
Nearly got it, yeah.
Yeah, well, looking at that, I'm suggesting that Ben might even have 3 here, because this is a deceptive angle we're looking at. and that wing bowl on the left there could actually be in the count.
Yeah, I reckon too.
Now they're having a good look at this. There's no yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah.
They're not measuring.
That's one to me.
Oh, yeah, one to you, Kerry. Yeah, you're too good, mate. You're too good. That's why we need people like you here, because I'm 3 parts blind.
Blind leading the blind here.
Well, I shouldn't have had glasses years ago, but it was 3. Well, now I'm taking that back. It's 1 to me.
No, it looked like 2 to me.
No, I know. That's that deceptive angle. You're not used to it, and I am. See, now they didn't measure.
That's cheating.
That was a dead giveaway, because when they didn't measure, I thought, well, I must be wrong. But
somebody in this group has got to get things accurate.
some what?
That's okay.
Get the facts right.
For any of you people out there in the bowling world that knew Dickie Nee from Dolby, our great old friend that died the other day, his funeral is at 11 o'clock at the Catholic Church in Dolby. If anybody wants to go, or knew Dickie. Great little bowler, great friend.
Dickie Nee.
Real character of the game.
He was Darryl Summers' mate, wasn't he?
Yeah, sort of.
One of those.
Sort of.
Ben's got one shot here. He's about 18 inches short there.
Yep. You're going to be sadly missed in the bowling world, unfortunately.
There comes Benny with his side. Never met the gentleman, so...
No, you'd have known him if you met him. He's one of these blokes that you only met once and you knew him forever.
You knew him forever.
Yep.
Well, bloke by the name of Dickie Nee sounds pretty good to me, because I've always thought that was a very cleverly thought up name.
Yep.
Yeah, Benny with his second bowl, I think he's gone out of screen here. He's still on the green, but he's a long way back. He's a good metre behind that back bowl, you can see.
Yeah, you'll have to get your eyes checked. He's 10 mils short of that metre.
Oh, out here? 10 mil short, is he? Oh, sorry. I apologise to all the viewers.
Yeah.
I mucked that up as well.
Put your glasses back on, mate. You'll do a lot better, eh?
Okay, well, he certainly picks this one up, because he was going to bounce in the back there. Well, that to me looks like 2.
Yep.
So Benny would be pretty happy with that. And now Michael's got to answer the challenge. Coming down on his forehand.
Yeah, reasonably good line there.
Yeah, it looks to be, doesn't it? Yeah.
He's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, what's he going to? He's going to turn him in closer, is he?
Yep.
He just rocked him over once.
Over one.
Well, it looks to be still 2. So Ben is pontificating as to what he might like to do now. He's played his forehand again. No reason to change, Kerry, was there?
Mate, I'd have went the backhand with a ladly wick and spat the kitty
He
out
could
and made
have,
a whole
yeah.
mess of it, you know.
No, he's got another nice bowl here too, Benny. That's a lovely shot, and just that could well be 3 even.
That's why I'm not playing at this level.
No, me either, mate. I'm just happy enough to be here watching it.
Yep.
I'm happy enough to watch bowls these days, and especially these champions strutting their stuff. Now, that hasn't done much. I think that
took one out
from where we're looking. Ben has probably got 2, but then this is this side-on back view angle thing that's tricked us before. Might only be 1. He's going to wait till Michael gets down here, and
we might have to use Robbie's method and see what they put up on the scoreboard.
He's going to do the. You're not going to do the finger trick. We didn't see what the marker indicated. So we're in the dark. But certainly 1. It could possibly be 2. No. Well, somebody's up there doing that for us, all right. 7-2. Benny Walsh, a narrow leader over Michael Kinnear. Dan Robertson, good morning, Diesel. I think the other folks that I've got on my screen, we've acknowledged their presence before. Charmaine Sleeman. Now, Charmaine's a regular viewer. Kerry, she's I'm not too sure where she's from, but she's here every day watching the bowls. And Benny's just dropped. He's had a lovely line there. He's just dropped about 18 inches, nearly 2 feet short. You'll find that is.
He's interested. Benny Walsh is using SRV size 4, and Michael Kinnear is using Allmark Edge size 4.
Well, you can read that out, Kerry, if you like.
Am I? Who are we dealing with here?
Can't read it.
Walsh and Michael Kinnear.
Yeah, Ben Walsh is using SRV size 4 and Michael Kinnear is using Allmark Edge size 4. So pretty standard typings for this sort of event.
Yeah, and Michael's bounced back here with a lovely opening bowl. Just check level there. And Benny's coming down on the same hand. If he's got the right sort of weight, he's a real chance here. And I'll tell you what.
Here we go.
Hold your hat.
hat.
Oh, that's a lovely bowl.
Yep.
Lovely bowl from Benny Walsh, and Michael would be scratching his head saying, well, what have I got to do? But we've got a long way to go, Kerry. And
Long way to go. Here he comes up the backhand. See if he can disturb the bowl. Or
yeah, well, he'd be
get
trying
a
to
bit closer on the
get
kitty.
a piece of the jack. He'd be happy, wouldn't he? He's not far away. Have a look at
probably
this.
gonna take it into the ditch or
Oh,
somewhere
he's just
around
gonna
that
miss
direction.
it.
Nope, just missed him. I have to get my eyes checked too.
Oh,
Look at this.
I could just see that he might not get back in time, and he didn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, it might have been a grasshopper walked across there.
Oh,
and
it could have
disturbed
been
his
an
bowl
ant.
or
He
something.
might have hit an
Might have
ant.
hit an ant, yeah.
Yeah, that can have a devastating effect on your bowl, can't it?
It certainly can.
It has a more devastating effect on the bloody ant. Here comes Benny again. He's drifting past as well, but he's probably not so disappointed with that. At least he's going to cover up the possible trail that Michael will be looking for.
Yeah, just a few update scores here. Sean Ingham 6 over Evan O'Rourke 4. Cole Kelly 7 over Glenn Pitts 4. And Gary Reardon over John Lennon 0. 6, I should say.
Okay.
John Lennon. So that's a little bit of an update on the scores
Oh,
for you.
that's beautiful. We've got to get the final scores for the ladies' matches this morning too, and because that's something I haven't been provided with at the moment.
I'll go for a little wander in a minute and see how they're all going up
Yeah,
there.
well, and if you can too, Kerry, can you be able to? The boys in the front desk will have the sectional scores and stuff, which they do. That'd be fabulous if you could get one of those for men and women for me.
All right, I'll leave these blokes to their own devices here and go for a bit of a wander.
No, well, that's great, mate. That's fantastic work.
I'll go and scare up another commentator for them because I'm not real good at this.
Oh, well, you don't have to be. You don't have to know much. That's what. If I can get the bloody spot here, it just goes to show you anyone can. Now, what happened there? Michael's played a lovely shot there. This is a bit of a raffle now, and there's no raffle going on now. There's no need for a raffle because Michael's just got enough of the jack there and tipped it across to his own bowl, so that would certainly give him the one. Look at this. Just got enough of it. Bingo. Thank you very much. I'll have that. So Kerry's on his way to folks, and I'll let you know, because we didn't have so much of a break during the matches. We've just had a scone each or something. We haven't really, and the boys are working furiously at the front desk trying to get all the results calculated, and you've got to keep in mind that not all the games started at the same time and finished at the same time, of course. So we've just had a little bit of a delay in computating all of the results from particularly the ladies. I think most of you have been informed about how the men got on. I think we gave you all that, but the ladies section is the one where we need to give you complete updates and table situations and what have you. So Michael's first bowl's come down. They're both starting to move and groove with the times here, and as you'd expect, the quality of the bowls will no doubt improve as they get used to the conditions, the pace, and start feeling their weight. So there's another lovely opening shot there from Benny. He's come through behind, and Michael's bowl on the right there would still be shot. And Cole Kelly on the next screen, he's happy. He's walked back and taken a slug of his 4X goal. He's celebrating. He's just drawn a close one. He's a character, that man. I'll give you the tip. Known him for a long time, as most of us have. And Michael's, he's trying to correct his grass, which he's probably done all right, but he's ended up playing a little bit too much weight and drifting past. So here comes Ben. He's only just got to correct his weight a bit here, and he's going to be awful close. And he's done that, and that's a very close measure now. He might still be down. That's the optical illusion. That, yeah, well, it looks like there he is down, isn't he? You would think. So I'm becoming more aware and more alert to the vagaries of the camera angles that we have to try and assess, and you can understand that we can't be too demonstrative in calling what bowl may be shot, depending on what view we have. So Ben is playing his third bowl, and he'd be happy enough, I think, if we could cover those two of Michael's. He's run through a bit, and that hasn't changed the count anyway. Benny, now that he's been able to visit the head, will have a clearer picture of what shot he needs to play now, and that's always a nice thing to be able to do, come down and have a look. Now, to my eye, that has clearly got to be the shot. And I don't know if he'd have two, but they'd be looking at that. Now, there's no reason here why why Ben would not want to play his forehand with a view of trailing the jack back to his own bowls, but if he does make a mistake, he would just as soon be a little bit wide. Here he comes. I think I wouldn't mind betting he's pretty happy with this. Rolling on. That's a nice shot. And whatever it was, he touched his back bowl out a fraction or so. And the boys are looking at that, and there's no... he's handed Michael the mat. Okay, well, that's what I suspected, that bowl on the right might have been the shot. And even though Benny ended up closer with his last bowl, he still wasn't close enough to beat Michael's jack-high bowl. So that's 7-4 in favour of Ben. And we can see that on the rink next door through the window, I think Sean Ingham is leading, if I can read that, 8-4, is it? 8-4 to Nugget over Evan O'Rourke. And
Collins leading 8-4 over Glenn Pitts.
Cole Kelly, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks, Jimmy. That's great. I appreciate all that.
And Gary Reardon is leading 8-1 over John Lennon.
Okay, thanks, Robbie. That's the voice of the illustrious one, the COE, charge of everything. It's not often you get to hear him. We hear him often enough, but you folks at home don't. I just, Jimmy C is back with us, and welcome, Jimmy. And he's given us a total update of what happened this morning in the first round, which is wonderful. Now, just before we go and give you that information, Michael Kinnear is coming down. He looks to be under the head here and probably running away a bit. He is. Okay, just recapping everything that's happened this morning so far, folks. In Section 1 of the men's, Glenn Pitts from Swifts, 25, defeated Evan O'Rourke from Wandai, 11. And Colin Kelly from Edge Hill, 14, was defeated by Sean Ingham Broadbeach, 25. And having just said that, Benny Walsh has played an absolute cracker. He's picked the jack up and now holding 2. And this is the second round of the round robin, and the third round will be played later this afternoon. So the section winners will be known well and truly before.
This is pretty close.
Oh, this is not far away, is it? Look, what a lovely shot. What's he going to do? Oh,
Go one down.
he's unlucky. Instead of 2 down, he's now 1 down, but he's played a wonderful bowl.
That just went a bit fuzzy.
It's automatic focusing those cameras.
Now,
Somebody gets too close to it, it starts focusing.
in the ladies' competition, the first round this morning, folks, Nita Chant from the Waves, Caloundra, 17, was defeated by Sandra Burgess from Bagara, 25. Trish Spicer from Marlin Coast, 7, was defeated by Chloe Stewart from Tweed Heads, 25. And in Section 2, it was a very close game. Rebecca Pullen from Emerald, it was 22, defeated by Liz Parry, 25. And in the final game, Wendy Jamison of Harvey Bay, 25, defeated Melissa Killer. Well, all the winners are all 25, aren't they? Wendy Jamison defeated Melissa Coletti, who was 16. Now, in the ladies, round 2, Nita Chant from the White. Oh, there's a good shot too. So Michael's come down with a fair bit of weight here. We're going to have a replay on this.
Yep, here it comes.
Technology is only available to Robbie Allen. And he's holding up, and, well, we know he's connected, and we'll just have a recap on that. And Kitty's gone back, and I would think that Michael, depends on how far that other bowl went back, I reckon Michael's got 1.
I'm on the go yet, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So the game's being played by the lady Nita Chant from Wave. No, sorry, I've already done that. Nita Chant is playing Trish Spicer, and Sandra Burgess is playing Chloe Stewart. And in Section 2, Rebecca Pullen plays Wendy Jamison, and Liz Parry plays Melissa Coletti. And we'll bring you updated scores.
Evan O'Rourke's just going to miss
As
on
often
the
as we can.
outside against
Nugget.
Sean Ingham, and he's continued his form from derailing Colin Kelly.
He has. He's holding 4, Nugget, isn't he?
3 or 4 to make him 13 or 14 to 4.
Oh, now look, Benny Walsh, he's been most unlucky with that bowl because he's actually turned Michael's Kinnear's bowl in, which could now be 2. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is 2 shots. Yeah, very unlucky. You were, Ben, and that makes 7-6. Benny Walsh is still in front, leading 7-6. The excitement is building.
I can hear it in your voice.
Jimmy? Oh, well, you know, I love me bowls, you know that. I can't help myself. We all do, don't we? Robbie's eating his bacon sandwich, which he saved from breakfast. He reckons he gave him too much bloody bacon, so he's whacked it in between a couple of bits of toast. No butter. No butter. No butter. Put butter anywhere near you, thump you.
I had to butter him up to get this gig.
Oh, well, so did I. I think I'll be paying for it for the rest of my life. Michael's first bowl, he's come round the back of the jack and sat to the right. Benny's he's got a pretty decent bowl here. Benny Walsh, is he going to touch the jack? I think he might. Yeah, it's the markers up and about. It's a great opening shot from Ben. And just reminding you, folks, that both these gentlemen won their first game this morning. So someone's going to end up with 2 wins, and they're going to be pretty happy about that, aren't they, Jimmy?
Certainly would think so.
Yeah.
The other part of the section.
Look at this. Look at this. What a great shot, Michael Kinnear. He had no room to do that, did he? That's what happens.
Well, he's got a bit of form on the board.
Well, he has. And
He,
look at this. That's the slow-mo technology of the one and only. Well done, Robbie.
that's only something of things to come when
Oh, well, it is.
he plays lead on Saturday against the South.
That's it.
He'll be playing lead for Colin Kelly, as I understand it. And
This is the North versus South.
the North team will be flogging the South team up there in Townsville on their home track.
So you've been telling me.
Shit.
So he's got another one here. Have a look at this. Whoopsie doozy. Now he's certainly got two.
Why would I tell you something stupid like that?
You've got your back.
The South,
David,
the
they
South team's unbeatable. They're going to win the whole 8 champion of champion events in Group 1. They've won 4 out of 4. They're going to win the 6. They've got Chloe Stewart. They've got Sean Ingham. How are you going to beat those two? Even you couldn't beat them.
Well, no, you're right, but I'm a bit more diplomatic than you are, Mr.
Well, Sean
Mr.
Ingham
C.
just drew 4. The furthest one was a foot away to go 14-4 against Evan.
He's holding up the other end too, by the looks.
No, he's 6 inches away this time.
And Michael Kinnear's coming in with his final bowl, and he's going to be counting with this one. So Benny's got some thinking to do here.
Is he going to draw to save or is he going to trundle through that gap? You've been watching this game. I've been having to work hard.
Well, I think he'll be making sure that he reaches on his backhand. If he happens to be too wide, he can get rid of 2 bowls. He can't afford to be, I don't think, playing his forehand. He's got too much of a miss area. So I think he's a backhand player, but he'll be certainly here.
4 feet through?
Oh, probably more than that.
Or just miss and go 3 down, you think?
No, if he happens to get hold of the jack, he'd be more than happy,
He'll
wouldn't
be
he?
3 up.
Yeah, so he's certainly going to be reaching.
He's only just over the draw,
Well,
isn't he?
he's got a bit more than draw weight. He's played it pretty well. Is he going to get a result? He gets that and sits and say, well, that's a great shot. That's a wonderful shot, Benny, and we take I'll take my hat off, except the headphones are in the way. But
You got a coaching certificate?
no, not yet. But that, to my way of thinking, that's all he could do. I mean, if he plays any sort of weight on the forehand, he'd be kicking himself in the head because he had too much miss area.
He played it pretty well,
He
didn't he?
played it beautifully. He probably didn't use as much weight as what I thought he was going to do, because if he happened to grab the kitty clean, he would have taken it back to his own bowls. But he got the shot that I thought he would play. And David Baker says, Robbie slow-mo. That's what it is.
You mean he's slow or you want another slow-mo?
Dave Baker, he did some broadcasting with us when we went up to Brisbane that time, didn't we, Robbie?
Colleen Thomas was asking for some updates from the ladies.
Yes.
We're about to get
Yeah,
them.
we're all over it, Cole, because
The ladies only recently started up there. Their games went a bit longer.
yeah, they did, because the green up there's a bit quicker, Colin. So all of the ladies, well, most of the ladies' games went a bit longer than the men's, and I think they started a good 15. In some cases, 20 minutes later than what we did here.
They will have only played 2 or 3 ends.
Oh, they'd only just started, most of them. But anyway, we've already sent Ronnie up. I think Ronnie Somerville's gone up to get whatever scores we can, and we'll be delivering those to you within the next couple of minutes.
Nuggets got another toucher.
Okay, and we don't mind you asking for certain updates, folks, because as you join the pro, we can't give them time and time again, but we don't mind you. If you want something you want to know, you don't hesitate to let us know, because we'll do our very best to get that to you. That's part of what we do. Now, Nugget on the next drink is holding 1. And on this particular game here, it looks to me as though Benny Walsh has got 2 shots, and Michael's coming in. I think he's going to be a little bit heavy and wide with that. Peter Balderson's joined us again. Pete's always there. Good morning, Pete.
Don't you do anything, Tool? You just watch bowls.
Me?
Tool.
Oh, Tool, yeah. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know whether it's morning or afternoon. Is Mackay on daylight saving?
You ex-Victorians. I better not answer that.
Well, that's the reason I came up here, because I didn't like daylight saving.
Evan O'Rourke's had to draw a toucher off a toucher even to score a point off.
Yeah, and he's got
Nugget at the moment.
one on the measure of two by the looks of that.
He played a great bowl then.
And Michael Kinnear's come in here now. Well, that's a wonderful bowler. He was close to being 2 down. He might still be down, but the market lady's just dancing around there. She's not sure what's going on.
No, she's sure. She's told him. I don't know what she told him, but...
No, I don't know either. She's got her back to us from where we're sitting.
Well, have a look at this bowl over on this rank from Nugget.
He hasn't got shot, but he's cut it down. He's unbelievable, isn't he?
He got 3 inches away.
Now, what's Benny done? He's just ducked underneath that. So, Michael, I don't know. Michael, I mean, I think he might be down with the ball on the left-hand side, and he could, in fact, be 2 down still.
You'd think he's 2 down just looking at that.
Yeah, well, that's that tricky thing we've been talking about. So, Michael's coming in. He's not real far away here. Unless he's going to hang out there, which he did. I thought the marker was moving in to do something. Well, she obviously believes there's no measure involved, because she's starting to ride on the card.
No, she's not. She's just getting a pen ready.
She's getting her pen ready. And he's kicked that one out, which I thought was shot.
And he's kicked
that one out.
And he kicks
he's
out 3.
Probably going to kick the other one out. I know they're going to measure the third one. So we know it's 2 to Benny Walsh. So while they're down, keep your eye on that, Jimmy, and I'll see what happens. And I'll go on the scores.
You're going to do the scores.
From the upstairs ladies. We've just been handed those results. So here we have, this is round 2. Nita Chant from the Waves in Caloundra is 5. And Tricia Spice from Far North Queensland is 6. Now, Sandra Burgess from Bagara is 4, and Chloe Stewart from Tweed Edge is 4. That's locked together. And indeed is the next game I'm about to inform you of, which is Rebecca Pullen from Emerald is playing Wendy Jamison from Harvey Bay, and they're both on 7 each. And Liz Parry from Salisbury is 7, and Melissa Coletti from Roma is 2. So that's the latest and greatest we can give you from upstairs.
You can see on the screen that it was 3 with the measure. Benny's
3
gone to
shots.
11-6.
Okay, well, he's got that little break, hasn't he? And like we said, folks, the game's up on the top green between the ladies started a little bit later than what the men did, so the men would be 2, probably 3 ends.
Well, you do know the ladies play a little bit longer than the men, and then the green's the second half quicker.
Well, that's it.
We've got a little bit of staggered start.
The main reason why they only started because the green is quicker, the second quicker, which takes a little bit longer to play the full match. Now, what's happened here? I think Michael's drawn the shot about a foot in front, and Benny looks to be trundling behind. So Benny Walsh is leading 11-6. The ends don't matter. It's first to 25. And we have viewers from all over the place here, which is always comforting to know that we're not sitting there wasting our bleeding time, Jimmy.
I thought I was just sitting here talking to you.
Oh, well, that's always a pleasurable thing to be involved in, surely. Another great shot from Michael.
Well, you're cracking them now.
He hasn't widened up the target. He's just drawn onto his other ball, so he's holding 2. And there's some, I mean, how many illustrious people?
I think the people viewing can figure out he's got 2 there, Gary.
Well, they can, but some people might be watching this who have bad eyesight. Now, Benny's played a whopper here.
They could watch this one.
He's played a whopper. That's a lovely bowl to Benny Walsh and a toucher. And how many incredible bowlers have won this tournament before? Jimmy, we go back to 2001. Because, well, I believe it goes further back than that, but I can't get the information. 2001 was Mark Spiller from the Summit.
I forgot to mention Mark Spiller when the Summit players were on. I was trying to think of him. There was a bloke starting with a Z that he used to play with all the time. Mark Spiller got to play for Queensland.
Did he? In 2002 was the incredible New Zealander who's in charge of everything at Musgrave Hill, Brian Baldwin. He's still bowling extremely well, Brian. And we'll just watch this and we'll move on with those previous winners.
An expert in his job, Brian.
Yes, he is. And he's still one of the hardest blokes you've ever tried to beat in a game of bowls in your life.
Well, he's the hardest bloke to try and find him doing something wrong at Mussey Hill. I've run the games at Mussey Hill the last few years.
I know. He's on top of it, isn't he?
Well, I get there at 7 o'clock and he beats me there all the time.
Yeah, I think he sleeps in the kitchen.
I don't know that he sleeps.
In 2003 was the legend himself, Colin Kelly, who's just delivered his bowl right through out we can see through the window here.
2003.
2003 was the very first time that Colin won, and he looks to be he's still probably holding one on the rink that we can see straight through the window. He's just about to deliver now. Alex Murdoch.
Look out for the next couple.
Alex Murdoch won this event in 2004, and he was representing Brisbane North at the time he did that.
He was Pine.
Now,
Pine won it that year, and the great opposition Hamilton won it the next year. And who would that be?
Well, that was Darren Mullins, of course, Muncher. And what a lovely bloke he is. He's a mad punter. He's the same as me. We swap information.
He ventured up to Bagara about 2 months ago.
Now, have a look at this. Michael is... Wow, that's unfortunate. That's a wonderful try. He's only one down. And Benny's he's coming down to have a look, is he? Oh, no, they're bringing him out.
He's coming down to throw the kit.
He's coming down to have a look because they haven't got any bowls left. I can only see 3 of his there. All right, and 2006 was the Greenslopes hero, Chris Ryan. Now, Chris is still bowling extremely well too, isn't he?
Yep.
He's there and about. The man that they named the whiskey after, you've got to be important when that happens, haven't you? Johnny Walker. He won in 2007. And funnily enough, when Cole Kelly won again in 2013, and he's just about to throw his last bowl down, he beat Johnny Walker in the final. So Johnny had an opportunity to win too, but he just missed.
He scored quite heavily in that game against Kelly.
He did, and that's a great shot by.
He scored nearly 20,
Cole.
I think, off Kelly that time after Kelly had beaten Wiz to about 6 or 7.
Yep.
In the previous game.
Okay, well, let's just back to our main game. Let's not forget what we're doing there. And that's a lovely opening bowl from Benny Walsh, who leads 11-7.
I think it's probably 12-6. Sorry, Robbie.
I think it might be too. 12-6 out.
He's doing too much work on that bacon sandwich.
He's going from left to right.
He's going for that bacon sandwich.
I think the bacon sandwich has thrown him off.
Look at that.
It's mozzed him.
Nugget's doing another one 3 inches away.
2008 winner was Chris G from Northern Beaches. I met Chris when I was up there at Mackay for those year that I was there.
Very good singles player, Chris G.
He was indeed, and that just indicates how good he was.
Oh, the Wandai Wonders just drawn a toucher off Nugget's toucher.
Has he really? Oh, you can see that more clearly than me.
Well, I've been to Specsavers.
Well, I think that's where I'm headed. And Michael's dropped a bit short there, so Ben at the present time appears to be holding 2. And he's coming down again on his backhand.
Kelly had to venture inside the clubhouse then. I wonder why.
Yeah, it's got me guessing too. Okay, so Benny gets under this one and keeps the roll on. Well, that's close to 3, isn't it? So Michael's got to find a good 3 or 4 feet of weight here just to try and get back to
surely
one
he'll
of
do that. He's
You would
6
think so,
behind. He
yeah.
needs to draw one near it.
Well, you would thought so. See, I'm not sure if he's
Mark
quite here enough. is he?
DiFrancesi. Winner in 2000 was Cole James, I think. I'm pretty sure he was. He beat Kelvin in the final on the ditch rink at Hamilton. Good mark.
What was that for?
Singles champion of champions 2000. The one before we've got
Oh,
records
okay.
too.
Yeah, well, I can't
remember that one.
go back anything beyond 2001, and neither could Robbie. And if he can't find anything, then any wonder I couldn't.
Collie had Classic 1s. They were the originals. They were before Classic 2s.
Yeah.
Kelvin had the tightest set of bowls ever seen. And the rink they played on against the ditch was a little bit tricky for Kelvin. Made him, he had a flat top haircut at the time and they called him Spike.
Yeah. Well, now...
And Collie proved too good.
Yeah, what's happened here is that Benny Walsh appears to be holding 4 shots, so Michael's in more trouble than the early explorers here. He must have lost his compass. Now, what's he done here? He's got to try and find... He's got to try and find 4 feet of weight to
he
try.
He found
and,
10 foot away.
Oh, he certainly had. Well, he might just be lucky to cut one out.
Oh, he's cut
not
plenty
so
out.
bad. Yeah, Jimmy called it. He said he was far too heavy.
I was watching it off the other screen where I could see it a bit better.
Shawnee Baker won the singles in this event in 2009, Jimmy. He was at Broadbeach at the time. And then Brett Wilkie from Helensvale won in 2010. That was the year that we were at Bribey. Okay, so what do they reckon here? I always call an umpire here because, they've called the umpire, so we can go right through the rest of
The
these.
bowl's leaning up.
Yeah, well, that's it. And they'll
They'll
can't.
have to come and chock it.
They have to, because they can't measure Michael's bowl with that one in the way. So there's an umpire break here, guys and girls. In 2011, Ken Evans from Ipswich United Services won the Champion of Champions singles. And in 2012 was Curtie Brown, who was representing Far North Queensland Cairns from Cairns Club. That was the first of Kurt's victories. And the second of Collins appeared. Colin Kelly was 2013, we've mentioned that. 2014 was Harold Whitman from Springwood. And then another Broadbeach man jumped aboard in 2015 was Ryan Bester.
You ever heard of him?
Yeah. I've only played him once in singles, and I'm going to tell you what happened. 2016.
Did you get double figures?
No. Any more questions?
No, that'll do.
I had a sore leg.
You had a broken leg.
2016 singles. Brownie's back again, Kurt Brown, and he was at Club Kawana, keeping in mind that Brownie was part of the winning fours team back on last Sunday. In 2017, Ryan Bester appeared again from nowhere.
You might have sharpened him up.
I think I did. I gave him something to beat. And then last year...
We've got our umpire on at the moment, Forever Young.
Yeah.
He's well known by all the
Forever
Toowoomba
Young.
players. I thought he'd be 105
And he said,
at
okay,
the
well,
moment.
it looks as though it's only one to Ben.
I thought he was 80, 30 years ago. Doug Young, when he was the
He'd be
boss
pretty
of the Downs district.
Well, the happiest bloke about that information to be him. He's still alive and he's 110.
Well, he's now called Forever Young.
Forever Young. Did I say 2008 was Eric Johannes from Paradise Point, who just recently competed in the national Champion of Champions, didn't he? Which I believe was won by Ray Pearce from New South Wales. And Dawn Heyman, I think, won the ladies, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Bit of information for you.
You're right on both times.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll give you the past winners of the ladies too.
Have a look at this one.
As we get time. Here's Benny coming in. Another great shot. So, where are we? 13-6 at the moment, but there's still plenty of time and plenty of bowls to be played in this match. And Glenn Pitts and Cole Kelly are both into the stubbies here, which is very sporting of them. Okie dokie, there we go. So Gary Reardon is 12 and John Lennon is 6. The man with a broken leg is 6 in front. It's not a bad effort. And Benny's played another good shot here. And he's just a bit short of the jack, but he's holding 2. Now, we got any other?
We've got the scores on the 12. Side.
Yeah, I've just done that one. Gary Reardon 12 and John Lennon 6.
So
split screen in.
So we've got a pretty important game in the next one between Glenn Pitts and Colin Kelly.
Looks to me to be 14-10, but I'm not too sure.
I know Colin's been on 10 for a while.
Oh, okay, so Glenn must be 14 then, is he?
I would think so. And
Glenn's the 14, and Colin's knocked his own bowl up there, but I've got an idea.
Punched it straight through the gap without touching anything.
He never touched the thing. He's come back with a right smile.
Glenn Pitts needs to beat Colin to keep this section alive, basically, where he would go on then to play Nugget with 2 wins each.
That's right. Okay, now Benny's dropped underneath this, and it's very hard to tell who's got shot there, but it could in fact be Michael's back bowl that is shot.
He's having a little trundle at both these, so I'd hardly think that he's holding.
Yeah, well, that convinced me too that he must think that he's down. And Benny is going to be having a decent
look at this. He's
whether he's scratching his nose. I don't think he knows. Alan Law's back watching. Good morning, Al. Hope everything's fine down on the Gold Coast. I think that's probably where you'd be. Tim Swanson's joined us again.
Just a little thank you, Lawman. We were talking about juniors only going for 20 years. I got that nice little email from you with a picture of Kelvin winning the junior singles in 86. Nice picture of Kelvin. He was about 3.5 foot high and weighed about 35 kilos. But yes, that's some period of time ago. The juniors have been running for quite a while.
Yeah, Benny's got a pretty handsome-looking shot here because if he gets onto his own, that's a good. Oh, maybe it's not. He's got a pretty ordinary result there. I thought he played that pretty well, but he might have to add a little bit more weight than I think he wanted.
Well, after Michael ran at the head, he's more than likely holding one now. After running at the head.
Yeah, he's got it. Michael Kinnear has got the shot, so. He's probably only his best option is a backhand draw, isn't it, Jimmy?
That'll throw it up in the air. Hasn't got anything else he's going to do.
Well, I don't think he'll be doing that. He'll be trying. He needs a few shots, so he'll be certainly trying to get another one here. Peter Thompson's watching, and Tomo, if that's the Gold Coast Peter Thompson I'm thinking of.
You're not the golfer, Peter Thompson?
No, it wouldn't be him.
It might be the Peter Thompson now at the Gold Coast, used to be at Bagara.
Okay.
Used to be in Mackay before that.
I don't know where Tomo came from, but I've always known him at, I think, Paradise Point.
Paradise Point. He went whatever in Mackay to Bagara to Paradise Point.
And he's a very fine player too, Tomo. You always take a deep breath when you're up against him. All right, so. Michael grabbed one shot there, and I'm sure he'd be very welcome to take it. There's quite a large crowd, by the way, watching the games in the ladies' events upstairs. They seem to be quite crowded up there. And Michael's thrown a fairly short jack here.
We'll try something different, seeing we're 6 behind.
Well, that's it. You can't keep. Tasmanian by birth, here he says, Mackay and Bagara.
We know that, Tomo.
And Gary's only got one R. Tomo. He wouldn't have known that, though, would he? And there's Michael's first attempt on the...
I did set him up a game against Kelvin one day when we were having the new carpet after being destroyed by the tornado.
Oh, yeah.
I set up a 5-end game between him and Kelvin, and Kelvin didn't know anything about it, which he was very unprepared for it.
Yep. And Ronnie Somerville, he's all over this too, mate, because he's just come down looking for the score sheet. He's going up to get the ladies' results again.
Benny didn't get very tricked by that short end. He banged one closer.
No, he's gone wacko. That'll teach you a lesson.
Michael's through a bit.
Peter says, I remember that, Jimmy. So that
how would you forget it?
Game you organised with Kelvin. Okay. And Benny's persisting on his forehand. Why wouldn't you? He's got a very nice bowl again here. He's just going to drop in behind. He'll be fairly satisfied with that. It doesn't count, but... Some of the ladies that have won this game, this tournament, ladies and gentlemen, I've got from 2004, which I think when the ladies joined the Champion of Champions series. Sue Brady from Mariba Memorial won the very first two. She won 2004 and 2005.
She was near unbeatable at that stage.
Well,
She's still very good.
Interestingly enough, in 2004, she also won the pairs with Teresa Pinn.
Johnny Pinn's wife.
So she's gone bang, bang, Maxwell Silver Hammer. She's won the singles the first 2 years and the pairs the first year. So she was unstoppable, Jimmy, wasn't she?
Here we go.
Yep. Benny's holding two here, and Michael's looking to try and alter the situation, and he's not too far away. Has he got the weight to get that
just
the right
enough
angle?
to be shot?
Just enough.
Ooh, fell back, but I think
he's still got it.
We'll find out soon. We get a lot of texts in. I've got another one here about the year that Johnny Walker won the singles.
Yep, 2007.
Says this little text I've got in here says Matty Savamaki's still unhappy about getting beaten in that game. Matty still reminisces, remonstrates with the referee.
Oh my goodness!
He thinks he was hard done by.
Well, we're not going to go back there, are we?
No, we're not going back there.
We come back to argue that point. That's bloody 12 years ago.
Oh, Matty's still arguing it.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will be.
He can argue all he likes. Not going to change the result. Delma McKelvey from Mackay Suburban won this event in 2006. Robin Fisher from Kalula Coast. They're going down for a measure here, so this is not as clear cut as we might have thought.
Michelle Burse, that's Johnny Lennon's wife, having a sneak peek at work with no sound. Could someone please give me an update on the score? If you have no sound, it's going to be a bit trickier.
Yeah. Well, no one else has complained about.
No, she's probably got it off.
I'll do that in a second.
It's still fairly tight as I can see it in that game.
Yeah, we're just going to get.
John's on. He's behind 12-9. If anybody can get that message to Michelle.
Benny Walsh is what did he get? One shot there, was it? Benny's got one there, I think. So that takes him. Although whether Robbie's updated that, I presume he has. 14-7. In the ladies' event, there was a double shebang here when Marilyn Peddle won in 2008, 2009. I think it's Marilyn Emerton now, isn't it?
Peddle. Yes, she's now
gone
Emerton.
From Peddle to Emerton. So she won 2 years in a row, 8 and 9. And Benny's dropped this a good 6 feet short.
That was an interesting year, really. We'll do a bit of history on that one. She won the Australian title. She went to the world title in Scotland and got beaten 21-20.
Did she really?
That took a bit of sass out of Marilyn. She's got plenty of sass.
She has indeed.
But it was disappointing for Australia that she would go so close.
And yet,
Glasson won for the singles for Australia that year, and Marilyn got beaten by 21-20.
Yeah. Would have been a nice double to have won, wouldn't it?
Yes, you can't go much closer than get beat by one in a world title.
That's a wonderful...
He's done it again.
He has. It was a wonderful shot by Michael too, and now Benny's just come in and nutted him for the shot. Now Michael's changed his hand here. He's probably... no, and I think that's a good decision. Has he got the weight to do anything? He had a great line, didn't he?
Look at that. Robbie Allen's got so much time on his hands, he can even answer that 12-9 story. See?
Oh, yeah. Well,
you must be doing everything right. He hasn't drawn the whip on you for about an hour.
What's that, Gary? 12-9.
Yep, that's what the scores that Michelle was looking for with no sound.
Oh, yeah.
See, he's got time to go and do that.
Yes. Johnny Walker's come back and said, I beat Matty at zone final. He had me 24-11. Beat Richard Strawbridge in the state.
Okay, it was the zone final that Matty's still holding his breath over.
Judy Pearce is watching. Morning, Jude. I suppose you're getting close to afternoon now, is it? I keep saying good morning.
We're up to about race 3. What are you talking about?
What time is it?
12:15.
Okay. All right, so it's afternoon. But not in Mackay there on daylight saving.
Stop it.
Okay. So here comes Benny with his final attempt, and he's already holding one, and I don't think he's anywhere near it.
We've got a bit of an update on the Pitts-Kelly game, where Pitts has gone to the front 16-11. Playing very well. Collins has one right on it this end, but he has that little break now, Pitts. The other game is that Evans got bowls 3 and 4 inches away nearly every end, but he's down 9-17 Shorningham.
And Michael Kinnear's coming there, and he's grabbed the jack. Now I don't know whether he's killed it or not. He didn't get all that full a piece of it, no. Well, I don't think the marker hasn't attempted to collect the jack from the ditch. No, he's well in.
Gone in.
He's well in, so I think Michael would now be holding the shot, wouldn't he?
Touch has got to be shot.
You'd think so. It was the only toucher there was, so. And I think it would only be 1.
2.
2? All right, I'm wrong again.
Wrong again, Delaney.
Lindsay Armitage won the ladies singles 2010.
Why not?
And Sue Brady came back and won it again in 2011. She's the only one who's won 3. Out of men and women, for that matter. Christy Thatcher from Tweedhead, she won in 2012. And Helen Annan, I think he used to be down at Tweedhead or South Tweedhead, from Deception Bay, won in 2013.
I was in Brisbane North at that. Yeah, I knew Helen well.
Okay, so Michael's played a pretty decent start here. He's got his front toucher.
You call that a pretty decent start?
Well, that's his
that'd be good for even Ron Somerville.
Oh, that'd be good for even Robbie Allen.
No, not player of the series, Robbie Allen.
No, we see him do that all the time.
Player of the series.
He'd be criticising himself because he was too heavy. Bloody hell, I'm too heavy.
You're just trying to keep a job.
I'm too heavy, mate. I've trailed the kitty 4 inches off the line.
Stop crawling. You're trying to keep a job.
I don't give a bugger. Trying to keep a job or I don't get paid is not something that you really should go after, isn't it?
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I've got to keep my job in case they decide to pay me. I'll take whatever comes along.
Get on with it.
Benny's, no, Michael, I'm sorry, it is. He's changed his hand here. He's done it again. Well, it's something he needs to do because he's got to pick up a margin of about 5 shots.
That's no problem in a game.
No, not a problem. You can pick them up in. We can't get them in one end, but
Collins getting outplayed by Glenn Pitts at the moment.
He is.
Whether a bit of sass has been knocked out of him by nugget in the first game or not.
Ben's had pretty decent weight there for the shot he wanted, but he's been a metre narrow, hasn't he? So Michael will be looking to try and add to the count here without broadening the target, which is not that easy to do. He's pretty well down again here, I feel. And if he gets in front of that yellow bowl, which he has, so he's made 3 shots. He hasn't made it any easier for Benny this time. Well, he had the good weight last time, and he just wasn't quite grasped enough, but this time he's a lot better. It might be just drifting past.
Pitts has picked up the kitty on the nose off Colin's toucher and sunk it straight into the number.
Did he really?
Cop that, Colin.
Yeah, so there's a real chance here for Michael Kinnear because he's holding 3.
Is he going to whiz one round to the backhand
Well,
behind?
I think
or is
he'd
he
like
going to get greedy and try and draw 4?
Oh, mate, I think he'd like to count. So long as he doesn't leave it too wide, because he really needs the scores, but does he need 4 or is he happy with 3?
3 would be heaps.
Well, have a look at this. He's done it again, hasn't he?
And he's got a good blocker.
Well, that'll be in the measure. Benny's scratching his ear here. He hasn't got much. He's really only got a 2.5 bowl target, hasn't he? To hit anything. So he wouldn't be feeling overly confident here, I wouldn't think. Although I think he'd be thinking that he'd have to hit something.
He's going to be coming for it. I don't know his play very well, but I'm
I
sure
don't.
that if he's got this far through the event, won his first game, that
I reckon
he'll be after it.
He's got to have a crack, hasn't he?
You're going to back that he draws and drops short.
Oh, get out of here. What do we like at race calling? The Dapto dogs are looking for a caller tomorrow night. Show me the money, Pete. I'll give it a go. Give me a microphone, I'll either
You call it like the Yanks call it.
Oh, yeah, number 1.
Look at this.
Number 4.
Told you he'd draw.
Well, that makes us look like bloody mugs because I reckon for certain...
You don't have to have much makeup.
Well, we haven't got far to go, have we? Geez, you're complimentary, Jimmy. I don't know why I like you. I'm starting to bloody have second thought.
You're worried about someone making you look like a mug.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got a good enough job of that on my own. I don't need any bloody help. My missus has been telling me that for 46 years.
Stop it.
Okay, well, it's a big 4 there to Michael Kinnear, so strap on your seatbelts, boys and girls. It's a long way from over. He's played this pretty well, maximum length. The ditch match not back on the tee, but he's gone for a stretcher.
Yes, he stretched it out a bit.
Yes, indeed.
The one I wonder, have a look here. Another
Gary,
toucher.
Gary Reardon is 12, and John Lennon has come right back into that game, and he's matched him on 12. So Gaz is probably feeling his broken leg. That's Michael's first bowl. A very nice shot. He's jack high, and weight was excellent. Benny Walsh is doing a nice delivery. Benny, that's picturesque, isn't it, to see that? He's got a lovely delivery, Ben. Any wonder he's such a great player. And here he comes with this one. Some nice reply. He's still 1 down, but he's in a very handy spot. Michael's second bowl. When he comes, he looks pretty handy here. Might be drifting past a bit, but he is holding shot as we look at it. Nugget's had a bit of a sprayed head here. He's got 2 bowls more than 5 feet away.
Yeah, but one of them's a toucher. He did snick it.
Oh, did he? Now Benny's he's tried to improve his weight a bit, and he hasn't done either because his grass has cut across a bit too. So here comes Michael with his third bowl. He is holding one. We've got the concentration on the mat there. And let it go. Now, body language indicates that he might like it a bit because he sort of stayed down a while and then he jumped up. And
you're talking about Nugget's head over there before. He just set that bowl perfect for two.
Bloody hell, didn't he? Poor old Ebony's.
He's drawn two resting touches that end and only went two down.
Oh, he's got to start to wonder why, hasn't he?
That's what you came for. That's why you won all these games, to get up there and get to play.
The wonder I wonder is starting to wonder why.
I wonder why.
Ben's trying to correct that bowl. I think he's just dropped a bit short. Michael's still holding shot here, and he's playing his last bowl. And the score at the moment is 14-13. So if he managed to hang on to one here, it's going to be all tied up. Now, he doesn't want to move that jack anywhere. Ooh.
You got your blood pressure up anyway, didn't
he? And he just goes to choke and hold my breath for 16 seconds. He sliced the jack there and run through that little gap. He would have gone one down. But it didn't happen. They've all crossed the head here, have you noticed? The whole 7 bowls. But Benny will correct that, I feel sure. Toes are wobbling. Nice delivery. Let it go. Pick up the mat. Have a look. What do you think? He's got the weight. He's got the right grass. He's coming pretty good here. Where's the jack going to go? Straight back to his own. But it bounced off his own bowl. So
it's got to be Wonder Ben.
Well, from where we're sitting, you would think so. But we've been fooled before. No, Wonder Benny. Okay, 15-13 is the score, folks. And our Magic Man is about to give you the scores of some of the ladies.
11 all between Nita Chant, Trish Spice, Stop calling her the Spice Girl. Spice And the game with Chloe Stewart and Sandra Burgess that everybody's interested in has won the difference. Chloe's 8-7. So with Sandra winning her first game, this is a possible section winner for her beating Chloe in this game. And the score's 8-7. Pullen versus Wendy Jamison, as Wendy won the first game. And she's behind 14-8 in this game. The last one is Parry and Coletti. Parry in front 11-8, so very close in that one as well. We have an 11 all, 8-7, 11-8, and Wendy Jamison's down 14-8.
There's not much in any of them, really, is there, Jimmy?
No.
Benny Walsh played a lovely bowl with his first, and Michael's got excellent weight again. He's just left it a bit wide. So this game's hotting up as well. Actually, the weather is too. I'm starting to feel a bit warm in here now. They turned the aircon off.
The aircon at Toowoomba?
Well, we had it on.
The aircon at Toowoomba's on heat.
We had it on the other day and it wasn't on heat, I'll tell you the truth.
Not often you see 2 days of 30-something in a row at Toowoomba.
Well, we got them all right.
We've got rid of them now too.
And we have. It's still not cold though.
You what?
It's not cold.
Oh, forgot you came from Victoria. You didn't come from the beach.
No. Well, I won't be going back to Victoria though, I'll let you know that.
I'll be going back there tomorrow.
Are you?
Day after.
Well, there's a lovely shot here from Michael Kinnear. Is he up enough? The marker's indicating, I think she's put her hand up to say that Ben, with the back bowl, is still holding. You wouldn't think that from where we're sitting, would you?
John Lennon's just ripped one out of the head, holding 2 now, fairway away. part, he is holding two behind.
Nugget, from what I can see, appears to be leading 21-10, is it?
Yep.
21-10, so he's getting closer to going out. That'll give him 2 wins.
There he goes. He's got another bad bowl. That was
I can't see.
2 hours ago since he played a bad bowl.
I think it might be 2 years ago.
No, that first game, remember?
Oh, yeah.
You're allowed to play one bad end. He's
Oh,
only
yeah.
allowed to play one bad bowl.
I was looking at the second shot, the other one. I didn't see the one that was so past short. Rightio, so the Benny's come down and had a look at this. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, he's got to try and push that onto the jack or push it away.
I'll get it out somehow, yeah. Do you reckon that's the shot, that front bowl?
I think so. But he's been up for a look, and I'm not sure the marker declared which one it is. So he's the bloke that knows. So he walked up there and had a look.
She indicated with her right arm, either up or down, but because she was on the wrong side of the screen, we couldn't see.
If he's, well...
Yeah, he's
playing weight to it, so the front bowl must be shut.
He must think he's down, that's for sure. Now, Michael's only, well, obviously now holding 1. And I think he'll probably play his forehand and try and reach Benny's back bowl. 2014 ladies singles winner was Debbie Logan from Mount Gravatt.
She hasn't won anything since yesterday.
No, that's right. It's a bit long coming, wasn't it? She won the ladies pairs gold medal yesterday at this very club. Now, this is what's he done here? Well, he's made himself shotter. But now it's only 1. I think you'll find that's 1 to Michael. So that's 15-14. 2015 winner of the champion singles was Esther Regan. She was at Bramble Bay. I first met Esther when she was at Mackay Suburban. Cassandra Millerick.
Was she singing at the time?
We did a couple of duets, yeah. Cassandra Millerick, who was at Caloundra in 2016, won the ladies' singles. She's now a very respected and much loved member at Broadbeach.
Another fine Bundy girl.
Yep, and along with her lovely sister, Bolivia. So what happened? What's he ordered? I can't hear.
We were down for 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So you wasted your breath for 2 minutes.
Well, apparently.
Because it's still being recorded.
Oh, it's still being recorded.
So the.
You've still got them coming through.
Yep.
No, I haven't had anything for ages. Apparently, we lost vision for a. No, we didn't.
We didn't lose vision. We just lost the internet. But it should be back up.
Okay, both boys have run past the jack on that occasion. Now, Michael's second bowl is on its way. That's a much better attempt from Michael, and that would be shot without any doubt. So up comes Ben. Has he got he's going to jump off this or push it up? No, he shoves it up. So that makes Michael, definitely, well, he already had shot, didn't he? So he's a bit closer now. So here comes Michael again. The game is at the very interesting stage because any sort of major capture from either player would put him in the box seat at this stage. So there's another lovely bowl from Michael.
Falls back down.
And that's 2. And I'm not altogether sure that it might not be measuring for 3. So back bowler Michael's could be in closer than what it appears on screen. Well, I can see out the side window. Well, there's no measuring it now.
Could I tell you that Iowa Hawkeye won the 3rd race?
Who? Hawkeye?
No, I wasn't talking about Hawkeye. The horse is called Hawkeye.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Hawkeye there. Our mate, how could he win a? He couldn't run out of sight in a fog.
The mad farmer from New Zealand.
Yeah.
I still owe him a beer, you know.
I thought you meant he won a race.
One of 400 people, probably.
There's Michael's, what's he done here? Well, he's done a great job. He's put that bowl back. And he's holding 2. So Benny knows what he's got to do because he was at the head when that came down. I think the only improvement we need to make in this system, Robbie, is for us to be able to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it'll happen soon.
I mean, you don't have to talk, but
I'll get on a little internal microphone here.
well, that's what we need because I can't hear a thing. If you go and cook at me, you're telling me to do something. I'm more than happy.
He'll tell you with a bit of 42.
Oh yeah, but I'm not. I'm more than happy to do whatever you want. Now look at this shot. He's knocked him out, but probably still 2 to Michael.
I'm sure he could explain it with a piece of 4B2.
Well, there's no question about that, but he sits.
Just depends how you say it.
He sits a distance from me, and I can see his lips moving. I can't hear what he's saying. It makes me worried that if he's got something to tell me that's important, I can't hear him. Yeah, eventually. So that's 2 to Michael, and that we've now got a new leader. So Michael's he's bounced back here because he was down 15-9, I think, from memory. So he'd be more than happy with the situation at the moment, and I might just have to. I'll leave it up to you, Jimmy, for a minute.
Rightio. Well, he's come from behind. He has a bit of momentum his way. And he's lifted his game. I think Gary's gone for a rest. He can't handle all this hard work. Only person I've seen sweat in 15 degrees temperature. I'm glad he's away here at the moment. Yes, it's momentum swinging a little bit here with Michael improving, and that little bit of extra pressure is just taking a little bit out of Benny. He's just straying that little bit at the present time. And note that this one's here. Bit of an opportunity missed with that one. Pitts has hit the 20s. He's 20 against Colin Kelly, 14. As I understand it, I'm pretty sure that Glenn Pitts got the skip of best performed skip in Premier League this year. And I do know that he won 11 out of 12 games in the district side skipping for the Brisbane district. So he came to this section with Kelly and Nugget, possibly as a third favourite, but his form in May and through the Premier League through to May has been exceptional. Kelly scored 2 points. He's 2016. have a fair bearing on the overall chances of the section, seeing as Nugget has now got a 23-10 lead. He will have a big plus going into the last game, and if Pitts wins, that will have no bearing. If Kelly wins, the section is basically Shorningham's at the moment. Update on the scores. Last time we had between Sandra Burgess and Chloe Stewart, it was 7-8. Chloe's hit the burner and gone in front 14-8. So Chloe's 6 in front of Sandra Burgess. Trish Spicer's in front 15-12 against Nita Chant. And still 6 the difference between Pullen and Jamison, 19-13. And Liz, I think it is, Liz Parry has got away 17-9 against Coletti. Missing some of those first names. It is Liz Parry. Wasn't looking, and he's got the kitty through for 2. Michael now drawing to save. Track's right. Track's right. Bit heavy, little touch on the side. Four or 5 inches heavy, I mean. Like to play those sort of bowls under pressure. Well, I guess he's got a little bit of a forehand trundle here. He hasn't got anything to lose. Play it with the weight that he likes himself. Played with serious weight. Looks to be close to the jack. I guess you'd say it was close to the jack. There'll be one more to Kinnear going 17-15. Evans continued his good work drawing a back toucher here when he had 8 inches to draw it against Shorningham. He scores another point. He's got to 14. He's got more than Colin Kelly. Well, he's not done yet. Another toucher with the first bowl toucher. What you dream of in a game of singles. Very accomplished player, Michael Kinnear. One of a lot of things. Has been selected in the North team Saturday. He has telling me the other night he's going to have a driving practice before he plays lead. He's going to drive from Toowoomba to Proserpine, which I'm not sure how far that is. Probably 12 hours, 11 hours. Then the same afternoon or night or next morning, he'll drive from Proserpine to Townsville to play in the North-South game. So he'll be one of the best drivers playing in the lead position. He's looking forward to playing the game. I'm not sure he's looking to 17 hours of driving.
It's not a bad trip though. I did done a couple. It's a nice trip.
In comes Benny. He's a bit closer here. A bit closer than anything. Great shot. was asked by one of my mates that's only just started bowls, like, how do you get in this position in these games? I said, well, you've got to win the singles at your own club to start off with. I said, you're a long way before you do that. And great shot here. They're turning it on at the moment. That fall back in. He could still be down after such a good shot. They'll come up and have a look. Yes, you win your club singles. That's a bit of a start. Then you've got to win your district, obviously, your zone, and to get here. He said, I just won the novice singles at Burleigh. Isn't there a champion of champions for us novice players? I think Billy Fletcher hasn't got a full grip of it just yet, but only been playing 12 months and won the novice singles at Burleigh. That's got to be something in the right order of things. It could be a little while yet before he plays in the champion of champion events in this standard. Could be forever, actually, now I come to think of it. Hello, we're back.
Yep. Thanks, Jimmy. Yes, we're back. And just in case you'd like to know, I've walked past that head there, and Benny's definitely got it. Benny's got the shot there. They're trading blows left and right, though, aren't they? Been some marvellous shots played here. So Ben's persevering with his backhand. He just played an absolute clanger.
He's only got to beat that back one
He
to
does.
be pretty good.
He does, and that's probably what he's trying to do. If he gets onto his own, it's even better, which is what he's done. He doesn't want to turn it out. No, he's turned it up. Well, he was shot before, so he's now definitely shot, but it's only one.
Good bowls. Good bowls to just clear
It's the top bowl. The whole lot of them. There's been three absolute blinders played on this. The first bowl of Michael's was a cracker, and Benny played that narrow one. He had to find 2 feet of weight and about 5 foot of grass, and he did. He drew it clean.
Well, he's won the Red Hill singles, and I guess that
Well,
that's no mean feat. He's got Greg Rolls here as his supporter.
Yeah.
Him
understand.
himself is very accomplished, played in these events many, many times, Greg.
And you can understand why he's won singles all around the place with the bowls like that. But Michael's no slouch either. He's leading by 2 at the moment, and it looks as though he's playing a bit of weight here, is he? Yes, he is. Oh, he's going to be too wide, surely.
I wouldn't expect his bowls to turn around the
No,
corner
well,
too far.
I mean, the shot selection was brilliant. He gets out outside one of Ben's and he gets it onto the other one. He cleans them both out and he's holding 3.
You'd have got that.
Oh, I would have tried. The last 2 years, and we've completed the roundup, last 2 years of the ladies' singles. In 2017, Lindsay Clark came back and won again, her second singles victory. And last year was our ex-New Zealand champion and now Broadbeach champion, Caitlin Inch. And Caitlin's proven herself to be one of the best lady players in the state in recent years. Still continues in great form and works tirelessly for the club at Broady.
Sean Ingham's finished.
Sean's all over. Sean's had a victory.
Now
25, was it? 13, is it?
Evan got 15.
15.
Evan scored 15. A very good effort. He played really, really top bowls. Just outplayed by someone that's playing not very far off unbeatable.
Out of his skin.
Well, as good a display in those 2 games as you'd see from anybody.
Yeah, he's only got to keep that sort of form up, but it looks as though Sean at this stage he's got to play Glenn Pitts.
Well,
in
it
the
depends.
final round.
Pitts wins this game, it's game on. If Kelly gets back and wins this game,
it's probably curtains.
It's 2019. It's anybody's little swim at the moment. Kelly's
Well, Collins actually come back in the last 4 or 5 ends, hasn't he? He started
He
to...
was down 2014.
He
He scored
was.
the last 5.
And Glenn, is he around that short pole? He's jumped onto it, so it looks as though Cole Kelly is holding certainly 1, possibly 2. And he's elected to stay with his backhand. He's only got to beat that back one, and he's got to be close to be counting again with that one.
He's a fair way away.
Yeah, but then
Pitts will change his hand and get close.
Pitsy's very much short, though, isn't he, with his first 2?
Michael's a bit short with his first one as well.
Yes, and there's no telling who's got shot there, but...
Cloud seems to be a bit thickening or something. Just a few people dropping short on the last few bowls.
Ben's had another go at this, and he hasn't corrected his weight. He's dribbled in behind there again. So Michael's got a real chance here to correct on his first. He's got to find about 3 feet. What's he done here? I think he's improved his weight. Is he going to get back in time, Jimmy? I think he will. I'm tipping that's got to be shot now. Michael's still leading 17-16. So
2.5 feet short.
Well, I suppose we've got to take our hat off to the panel of selectors who give us the games to broadcast, and we have no say in that. But every game we've done, Jimmy and Robbie would agree, every game we've live streamed have been very close.
You do know who fixes.
Well,
you do know who fixed what games go on.
I don't, no, not officially. I don't.
No.
I know it's not me, but.
Well, Robbie has a little bit of a say when we talk to him.
Yeah, well, I suspect he would. His opinion is very highly regarded.
You can't have a boss without asking him something.
No, well, that's right. It's like, picking a pennant team. You've got to ask the skip, haven't you? So now, Michael appears to be holding 2, and Benny's come down on his forehand. And the excitement it's like when you go camping, isn't it? The excitement's intense. And he's got the shot. Hey?
He has. He's just drawn one cold.
Played a lovely bowl. He was 2 down. He's now got 1. And he's in a pretty handy position too, because he can, if he's game enough, he can... he hasn't got any left. He's already played 4. Okay. Well, I'll go and get one out of my bag and see if we can improve on this. Michael's... if he doesn't get the shot here, it's all tied up.
You can't get back from there,
Oh, you wouldn't think so. No, he's not going to. He's too quick anyway. But he didn't need to be short. He trailed a kitty. He would have been okay.
Got back.
All right, so now we're looking at something that's really getting exciting because...
17 all.
17 all. You liked that one, did you? Slightly intense.
Shut up.
Oh, sorry. Well, this is a pretty serious business and serious job that you've given me here, and I'm certainly welcoming the challenge. But I think any situation except funerals, there's time for a bit of humour, isn't there, Jimmy?
Last funeral I went to, there was a lot of people laughing at the jokes they got told.
Well,
don't see that at a funeral very often.
I saw one on the Facebook the other day where the bloke who'd passed away had a pre-recorded message that he put in his coffin, and they were able to play it. He was cracking jokes left, right, and centre, and the people are standing around, trying to look very sombre, and they're all laughing their heads off. There's a big open hole in the ground. There's a voice coming from the coffin.
You have some weird things on your
Facebook.
Mate,
I didn't know what it was all about. I thought, they said this is going to make you laugh. Well, as soon as I saw that, I'm clicking onto it. So they're both dropped very well short here. So this is...
You remind me of what Spike Milligan put on his gravestone.
Yeah, go on. We know this. I told you I was sick.
I told you I was bloody crook.
He was a very funny man, wasn't he, Spike?
I told you I was bloody crook. It's on his gravestone.
Okay, well, that's a wonderful correction
We're
there
back
from
in
Benny.
business.
Wonderful shot. Now, Michael's going to have to do the same thing. He's going to find another 5 or 6 feet of weight just to get a good second.
Well, the other 2 games are both locked up after that end.
Okay.
19 all and 20 all.
Rightio, and we've just declared that Sean Ingham has completed a victory 25. What is it? 15 over Evan O'Rourke.
And Kelly's just ripped out two of his bowls that were within inches of the kitty. He was 2 down, and now he's 2 down, remaining 2 down. Pitts has 2 foot to draw a third one at 20 all.
Pitts, he's got 2 wonderful shots right behind the jack. And there's only one bowl to come, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
Glenn,
If he can
Glenn
make it.
has delivered now.
And just whether or not he can make 22 or 23.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it back, I'll tell you.
Oh, no, I don't think so. He's got to sit on his own, and he has, and that'll be 3.
3
Brilliant
inches
bowling,
away.
Glenn Pitts. In the meantime, back at the Mucky Meadow Airport,
Here he comes.
We've got Benny Walsh holding 2. And Michael's coming down with a fairly decently weighted bowl. And is he going to stop in time?
He stopped in time for second.
For second, probably. Whilst he's having a look at this.
They've got another one to play each.
They have.
The boss says the one on the right shot.
Well, it could be.
He's looked at more of these screens than me.
He has. He goes to bed with one of these things.
He's crossing his fingers over the top of
he's
the
done
screen.
that before. He's done that before, and it works. He's bloody genius. He did it before. I said to him at Mudgery about a month ago, I said, there's no way known you can do that. You can only do it on the green. He said, yes, you can.
He's doing it over the top of the
And
TV
he was right.
screen.
He was right. He stuck his thumb on the screen.
You
put his thumb. He'd done that.
You get your thumb off the screen, or you'll get a bit of 42 behind the ear.
Stuck his thumb on the screen. He was right. Okay, Benny's. What's he done here? He's gone for the doctor. He's gone a little bit behind, but he's still. Oh, we don't know. Robbie reckons he's 1 down.
Mick walked halfway up.
I got nothing here, Robbie. Okay. Don't worry about it, he says. Robbie says, don't worry about it. You can back it in. Everything's okay. Okay, so here comes Michael with his final delivery. He's certainly going to be here.
Close.
He's a little slice of the jack wouldn't hurt him. Oh, he missed it. So now out comes the tape, and Benny's all over this.
Well, you would think that the boss is probably right.
Well, he knows.
He was playing at that bowl. It was a definite attempt to sit that bowl.
You bow to his expertise, don't you? You can't start arguing this bloke.
It's got to be shot, the other one. The yellow one's got to be shot.
I don't think it is. Oh, now there's an umpire coming out here. I don't think they've got any idea. I think the umpire's been called. No one's been down and picked again. Now, Michael's going to have a measure of his own. He said, I don't trust you, Benny. You might have wobbly fingers. And righto, he's gone to Ben's bowl, and then he's come back to his own with precision and care. And he's...
Precision and care.
Well, careful that he doesn't... No, umpire. Come on, umpire. And I wouldn't... If neither of them can decide, this is going to be a very tough job for, what's his name, Forever Young? Is that the umpire you're talking about?
There he is.
Forever Young?
That's him.
He's 110, I think you told me.
I can remember 30 years ago he had the Toowoomba district sides caged in one single little motel room.
Yeah, did he?
The whole 16 of them laying down the law to him what was going to happen the next day.
Okay. So he's obviously a man of quite serious direction.
Yes.
He doesn't cop anything from anybody.
He copped a little bit for us, but we were just inside the room too.
Yeah, well, he's a bit like Steve Glasson. Steve doesn't cop any nonsense from the team.
We know that.
Right, and he does it right. Does it right, because...
Well, he's the boss.
They love him. See now, Robbie, I don't know if Robbie's right here.
Ooh, Forever's got a little shudder up there. I
think
think
he
that fly was closer to
Well,
shut.
if he measures to the fly, then Michael definitely got it, hasn't he? No, I don't think he knows.
No, it's a left-hand one. I told you hours ago.
That's it. We'd like to make a special announcement that Robbie Allen has finally made a wrong call.
We'll call it a dead heat.
And I'll be telling everyone about that too, because he had a crack at me before about something or other. It was close. We knew it was close.
You wouldn't give up on that.
We both said that the other Benny's bowl was definitely... now that makes it 18-17 in favour of Ben. And the other two games, what have we got here? 20, I think Glenn Pitt's got 3 down this end, so it'll be 23-20.
24 he's on.
Okay, so he must have got one up the other end.
Yep, and he's got
He's
one
holding one
behind.
here. And Benny Walsh has trundled past the Jack, as you can see. And here comes Pitsy again. He's got another lovely shot if he just doesn't touch the kitty, and he didn't. So he's got 2 there. We're looking straight out the front window at that game on rink 3. And now Cole Kelly's, I can't see his bowl, I've got to lean too far. And he's just hanging outside. Oh, that's...
Mick's drawing a pretty handy shot.
Yes, Michael's just gone past the Jack, and he's got the shot there. And it's a very close measure on that Cole Kelly and Glenn Pitt's game. Now, Benny Walsh has... Benny Walsh has dropped short, and I don't think he shot.
Switched won the second race in Sydney.
Oh, well, is that good?
Oh, bloody good.
Okay, so Jimmy's jumping up and down. He's going to buy us a beer. He just backed the winner.
Switched second race at Hawkesbury. Bit late to tell you now. It's only 6-4.
Oh, well, you know. Short price winner's better than a long price loser. So Michael's coming in. He's going to jump in behind the head there. That's not a bad shot either, because I believe he's holding shot. So
Kelly's got one. Bowled in his claw.
Okay, and
Pitts might hit this kitty.
well, he
No,
didn't.
he didn't. He covered the back.
Well, I think Pitsy's got 2, possibly 3. And Colin Kelly's got 1, and he's holding game.
He's got 8 inches to draw.
In the meantime, Benny Walsh has come in with an
Here he
absolute
comes.
beauty. And now...
Here comes Colin. He's got to get it off the kitty like that, and he sits for a front touch.
Beautiful. I didn't see that because...
He stays alive.
I didn't see that because Glenn was standing right in my view.
He stays alive.
He does. And it's 24-21, so...
Another marvellous shot from Kelly.
Yeah.
He's getting belted all over the place and still can
come
play
up with
shots like
something like that. And the other game...
he's under.
that we can see... Looks like it's 20 all, is it, over there?
He's not far under.
While she's going back to play his last bowl, and he is
We've got
holding.
a question. Remember you from a little bit. Oh, sorry. Trans-Tasman.
What?
Is that you read in 92?
Is that the same Robbie Allen that you read?
It says yes. Catch up with you at the
92.
Trans-Tasman.
Okay, Ben, what's Ben done? He's got a good shot here. Oh, he didn't quite get enough of that to turn it up. So I think Walsh he's probably got 1. And Michael's still got a bowl to come, hasn't he?
Having a look.
Okay. Cole Kelly on the next rink is... Oh, he's just going to drop underneath Pitsy's bowl. So I think Glenn Oh, it's hard to tell from here. It's too far away. I won't even call it.
Oh, he was in the New Zealand emerging players. Is that little answer for Robbie?
Glenn Pitts has played his backhand. He's changed, and he's beaten Cole's bowl, wing bowl. So he's either holding one or two, and he only needs one to go out. And
Here comes something. Something.
this might spell. I don't think he's made it any worse. I believe Benny Walsh is holding one. Yeah, I thought something in my eyes had gone then. What happened? Oh, that's come good. Okay.
It's an automatic focusing. If someone goes near the camera,
It sort of came up.
focuses on them.
It sort of came up in a picture like I'd had 6 stubbies.
3.
Oh, well,
3 for you.
6. Went all fuzzy.
That Jack High one shot. Ooh, not.
I think it's only one. Or is it?
One to Ben.
Well, we knew he had one.
No, that was the measure.
Yeah, but I thought
It
they
was a
might.
scratch rub.
Okay. So it's Benny now leading 2017. So Michaels would need to probably get a shot or two just to keep in touch, because he certainly wouldn't want to
Here comes Kelly, 4th bowl.
let Walshy get
2
away
down,
with it.
no backward. Go on,
I think he's gone,
go on,
unless he gets a miracle click of something.
like that, and he still didn't get it.
I don't think so. They're
Okay.
shaking hands. The market shaking hands with Glenn up the other end. So Glenn Pitts has won that match 25-21.
Oh, that'll make it something interesting
Well,
for you commentary blokes.
Certainly will, because
The last game,
2 sections.
live stream will be a knockout game
Yes, it will.
between Pitts and Ingham,
And the winner will win the section.
both with 2 wins
Both
going
with 2
in.
wins. Okay, so what have we got here? Benny Walsh is holding shot at the moment. Now, both of these fellows, as we mentioned before, have won their first game. So the winner of this is going to have 2 under his belt. And Walshy's, oh, how unlucky is that?
And Evan and Colin will play off for a dead rubber. We'll see how they figure that one out. But back to the live action. We're 2017. We have
What if they elect not to play?
it's quite possible. If they're both in full agreement, we'd think about allowing them off.
So we wouldn't admonish them in any way? Was there any penalty or something?
There used to be a fair bit of penalty and whinging about dead rubbers.
Yeah.
And I fear
Well, they've come
As we
along.
go on,
well, they've
we-
come a long way to play bowls, and my opinion is that they would want to go ahead with the game, but it's.
I would
it's
think
up to
Evan
them.
would love to play against Colin
I'm
Kelly.
sure he would.
So I would think that game will be going ahead. I'd love to play against Colin Kelly in the drinking gold schooners.
Oh, you leave me out of that one too. Michael Kinnear is delivering his second bowl, I think, or third. Is it second? Third.
Be careful.
And he's
Be
He's
careful.
going to get step here. He's just overplayed that a bit, and
Smack one of his
he
own.
did. And Jack's gone back to.
When you're 3
Ben's
behind, you
bowl.
don't need that.
No, you don't. And Ben will be saying thank you very much, Michael.
Can't see the head on John Lennon's. He's moved on to 23,
Well, let's pull it.
and they've both got a bowl. He's got 2 to play. He's
Yeah.
got 1 in his hand.
So whilst he's changing his hand, he's drawing on his backhand.
Michael will have a bit of a peek.
I don't know whether he might have a chance here. No, he hasn't. I thought he might be trying to sit that other one of Michael's. Well, he's certainly got one, hasn't he?
What does he play now? Trundle down the forehand?
Well, he could do.
Or does he draw on the back end?
Well, they're both drawing so very well. I mean, if he backs himself to draw it, he's got to get every other shot out of his mind. Because you can come down and have a look at the head and say, well, I might be able to do this and I might be able to do something else, or can I draw? So when you leave the head and you walk back to the mat, about this stage here, he should have clearly in his mind what shot he's going to play and forget about everything else.
That's only in theory.
Well, it's in theory, but it's what you got to do.
You imagine if he gets his own bowl here, if he plays too much weight and goes forward out, that's
right.
to the game.
Well,
That's what's weighing on his mind a bit too.
Well, of course it is. All the computations
But
of the
he's got
head.
to play something down the forehand runner. Which he has.
Yeah, he hasn't played it too bad either.
He's in the area.
What's he going to do? He's going to
just
miss.
Straight through the aperture.
Yes, he did. Well, a lovely word that, isn't it?
It's in race 5.
It's a splendid word, aperture. They're at Hawkesbury today, aren't they?
Yeah. Viewers, don't look up race 5 at Hawkesbury. Aperture isn't really running in that race.
He probably is. It probably is. It's 33-1. He's worried that 4,000 viewers are going to jump straight on, knock his price off.
You've been using all the big words the last day and a half.
Oh,
I had
well,
to throw aperture in.
They're appropriately included. I've got nothing on this. So anyone who's made a comment saying anything, I haven't been able to acknowledge it for an hour because this John Newell's backing. Oh, here we go. As soon as I said that, things start happening.
We've got Helen Wood-Bradley back up.
Okay. Helen's been a lovely bowler for a long time, hasn't she? Okay, so here we go at the Mucky Meadow Airport, and it's 21-17 in favour of Benny Walsh. And he's played a very nice bowl here. He needs the jack, though. He's going to run too far. He's clip and run.
Well, we've gone ditch to ditch, and he thought he'd be up. He
Right.
nearly swallowed it.
So Michael's really got to try and make something here. He certainly wouldn't want Ben to grab anything healthy here because it's going to make it awfully hard for him to get back into it. He's certainly not out of it, but he needs to win this end, I would think. And that will be the shot. But he's left Benny plenty of room.
Robbie can just get that backward into the screen.
Oh, okay, there it is. It's only half a bowl. Where's the other half? Okay, it's underneath the top bit. Fair enough. Well, that's a lovely correction from Ben. He had to drop off a good 6 feet of weight there, and he did.
He had to make the backward look really good, and
Wow.
he did. 22-23 in the John Lennon game. It's down to the nitty-gritty with Gary Reardon.
His nickname wouldn't be Beetle, would it?
Oh, well, that's an old story.
Okay.
There used to be that was when there was only one dead beetle. They said, how would you get the Beatles back together again? Only thing you could use would be 3 more bullets.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Where'd you come up with that one? You make that up or what? But you're right in what you're saying. You get them back together all right. Well, now, Benny's he's really starting to knuckle down now because, oh, there it is, John Lennon 23 and against 22.
Yep.
Now, Michael's...
We need a bit of a look at it and
Yeah,
hope
well,
it looks better from up that end because it doesn't look very good from the mat.
No, where I'm standing. So Michael's obviously asked permission to come and have a look at the head. He's only played 2 bowls. And the marker has given him permission to do that. And in order to have a look, Benny's come up with him and he's going to stand behind the head while this bowl of Michael's comes in. Wonderful sportsmanship and certainly the marker being very obliging. So Michael's going to play his backhand. It's probably the only shot he's got really. And away she goes, and we'll see what's happening from the other end. He's in the area. Is he going to turn enough? Oh no. Now, this is starting to spell curtains here for poor old Michael. He bowled particularly well, and he played a sensational bowl in the previous game when the scores were very close, and he trailed the kitty with a weighted shot back to his back two bowls and put the kitty in the ditch and stayed there and held 3 to win the game. I'm not so sure it's going to happen this time.
Well, how does he get out of this one? He's got a backward on the lip against him. He's got just about a front knocker.
Well, he really does need to win the end, doesn't he, to keep himself in touch. So it's not an easy decision because he's coming back a little bit with this. It was not such a bad ploy. He hasn't made a bigger target, has he? And if anything happens here, he's a bit disappointed with that apparently, but I wouldn't have been, Ben. Well, Michael's got...
He doesn't know what to play now.
I don't think he's got any idea. Well, he's got
to draw second shot.
Well, either that or he comes up and nudges that bowl out of play.
He's somewhere.
He is. He's got better weight this time, so he's going to... Oh, he's still 2 down. What a great try. But great tries are the last thing you want to hear in bowls, and it means you've done nothing.
Nothing worse than great weight.
Yeah, great weight means your grass was crappy.
That was one of Bobby Uppo's favourites, great weight.
Yeah.
Knew you were nowhere near it.
Yep. Okay, so that's 23-17, so Benny would be feeling a little more comfortable at the moment, but we've seen things before where this sort of lead has been squandered, or the other player has made sure that...
Well, he's got the mat, and he's on 23 on the board, so he must be on 24. Yeah, sorry. He's at least 23.
Okay, so this is getting down to the final stages of our televised match, and Ben is drifting across here. So Michael will be saying, well, gee whiz, I'm going to beat that. He'd be feeling confident that he could.
Didn't look very good body language from Johnny Lennon. Then he just waved his hands so hard I thought he was going to take off.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Michael Kinnear's come down, and I think if he doesn't pick the jack up, he's going to be through, but he's got it. So he'd be pretty happy with that. That's one shot to Michael Kinnear. And Kinnear's an Irish name, isn't it? You would think. I think it's a very popular Irish name.
If you keep playing up, I'd give you a smack in the Kinnear.
Kinnear, you wait, Kinnear. That's what we say when we test these microphones out. He said, "Can you hear?" I said, "Yep."
Getting worse.
Yep. Well, you started it.
Put a handbrake on it.
You started it. Okay, so what's Michael got for us here, Jimmy?
He's a bowl under,
yeah,
but
he's lost his line, hasn't he?
I didn't know how far. Wasn't sure of his weight.
No, he's only holding one. It's better than been down one.
One would have been nice to be behind with that one, Michael, 'cause leaving him the opportunity to touch the kitty for game.
He's not a mile away here, is he?
Well, to touch the kitty for game.
Oh, he's done it. He
didn't hit it the right way.
No, he didn't. But he's certainly taken the shot away from Michael.
Nugget would have tucked that another foot for 2.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have. Okay, Michael, so here he comes with his third bowl. He certainly needs to be reaching, and I think he is, but he might be reaching a bit too much.
No, he's jack high.
Oh, no, well, that fooled me.
Got to get up early in the morning to do that, Robbie, haven't you? Have a look out there, the 2 jerseys that are out there, the chinchilla one and the Proserpine one, they could be playing together. The green pants, the green and same colour yellow.
Okay, Benny Walsh holding one shot. He's probably wondering what sort of shot he can play here. I'd be wanting to try and get something in on the backhand. If I was he, I wouldn't take the risk in turning Michael's bowl up on the forehand side there. So he came.
Anything behind?
Well, that's true. It's probably a safer option to try and get something behind on the backhand, I would have thought, but it depends on the confidence.
Possibly over
how
on
well
this
you're drawing.
Possibly over on this side of the green.
Well, he's stuck with that hand.
Michael's going to have to play something with his last bowl without hitting the kitty on.
Now, see,
he's only draw.
He's around it.
No,
or is he? No.
Well, he made it into a much easier shot for Michael.
Well, he did. And I don't know whether, I think that Benny might still be holding here, but Mark has gone down there to look. Michael's, he said, I can't tell. He said it's a measure. Well, we knew it's a measure, and if you're not sure, you got to tell him that.
Put your finger up there.
What's he going to do? He's going to get a side angle view.
He's going to get a side angle on his.
It's going to be no good. We'll be looking at it from behind.
Yeah, but I'll be able to tell.
Well, if he hits his bowl directly in front of the kitty, he's fine because it'll follow through or go onto the yellow. If he hits the other one, the yellow snicks the kitty out the other side for down game.
Mm.
If he hits nothing, that's probably the favourite way.
Well, I think he'd be trying to turn his own bowl up, wouldn't he?
Well, that's what he's got to play.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to play the same weight onto the other bowl. Robbie wants to come off the edge of the other bowl, which is on the cards.
Yeah, well, it can happen, but
that's option B.
He's a trick. That's option Z. I don't think he's...
No, he's up. He's up.
He's not going to hit the right one, though.
If he hits that one, he's 2 down. He didn't hit it. Nowhere near it.
Yeah, Benny's jumping up and down. I don't think he knows who shot. And the marker certainly wasn't prepared to indicate. So down they go.
I would think that anybody who ran at that with their last ball would think he was down.
Well, that's the general consensus of belief, and I think, well, I suggested that Ben would be shot, but who's to say now?
24-17.
Well, going back and forward.
No, it's in easy.
I think it might be. He just bumped the ball with his finger. Yeah.
He even knocked the ball hard enough. Getting it.
I think they might be calling on the umpire.
Oh.
Yep, there's another umpire. Where is he? Forever Young. He's got to be here somewhere.
Yep. I know the Yellower bowl is shot. They're just giving us a tea break.
Are they?
Well, we'll just see what's going on at Hawkesbury between what's going on.
What are we doing with the ladies? Have we got any scores from there?
She wants to have a look at who. Got pretty steady hands for a 110-year-old, hasn't he?
Yes, I couldn't believe it. I could be wrong here.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, well, there you go.
Ooh.
Well, that's surprising.
One down for me.
Yeah, I couldn't claim a victory there. I was
Hand in my tipping sheet.
I was going for the other bowl. That's how much we know. Do you want me to go and get the ladies' updates or what?
I was going to say something else. That's a good rhyme. You want me to go and what?
Now, Robbie's flapping his yap over. Can't hear a word he's saying.
Yes.
Please.
Okay, that's all you needed to do. Don't yell at me. I'll keep
John Lennon's nickname is the Dead Beetle. That's what we have here. How's Trish Spicer's game going? We're just going up to get some later scores, seeing as we only have one game still in progress. And with that, I missed.
What was the final score?
25-23. We're just talking to John Lennon, who was 23 all and he went 2 down. Giving the game to Gary Reardon, 25-23. And he now will play Benny Walsh in the last game, which we don't know whether he's up or down. He has one more to go on the screen to go to 18. But we're just doing a few things around the ridges that we haven't got the screen with the correct score at the moment. The real score is 23-18 and holding 2. Playing between the bowls. A beautiful weight, pushed one away and stayed. 18. Going to play something similar himself. Push the bowl and stay. Fantastic. Anything you can do, I can do better. I guess we're going to get a lunch break for a little while before sending everybody out to play the third game. I don't know whether Robbie's organised a pie or not.
I'm hoping that I'll get time to get up to the bakery and get a pie.
I'm sure he has it on his agenda to find a pie somewhere.
That I like pies as much as you like cakes.
Just in between times, we better figure out a few rinks that the ladies are going to play on their third game. This is going to be deep and meaningful. He crept around it, possibly in the count. We don't know how many. Marker might tell us. She won't indicate that we will know, but I would think it's 3. Drawing to save. Fine attempt too. Ooh. He was drawing to save perfectly, and he sprung it enough that it could still be 3. It's at least 2. It is 3. We have a 23-21 game. Boss is having a little bit of hair pulling out situation, that thinking that has dropped out. And everybody that's watching this game across the world, not just Queensland or Australia, may have dropped out. So we'll keep on talking. It's a 23-21 situation to Ben Walsh. Three-quarter length end. And Jack High to start with. Ben Walsh is nearly on it.
Final score. Rebecca Pullen. Pullen.
Okay, he needs to draw one more.
Rebecca, do you want these scores? Yep. I'll just give them to you, right? Rebecca Pullen.
I can't hear.
25-23. Now that's you've got that one already. Now the other scores are right.
Right, I'll get back onto here. It's going to be game.
I'll write them down.
It's got to fall off that bowl. We don't know what that says. Marker, please tell us. 2 shots. Oh. Couldn't quite see that one off my screen.
Playing to go 22-21 or 8-24.
Okay, we've got some ladies' scores up. Chloe has almost gone out against Sandra Burgess. He's 24-8. We have Trish Spicer and Nita Chant. Nita is 1 in front, 22-20. And the Rebecca Pullen has defeated Wendy Jamison 25-23, making that section very interesting. Now, I didn't see what the marker indicated. But I imagine he's got a backhand draw to either sit that yellow bowl just behind the jack if he's down, or just beat it if he's up. He's up, had a look at it himself. He knows what's going on. We'll find out soon. Basically crunch time in a singles game, 23-21. Reasonably close bowls sitting around the place. He's thrown his head back. He doesn't like that one. Now Benny Walsh has had another look at it. We're going to have another guess at the behind bowl being shot. We have no real idea. We'll see what he plays here and that'll tell us. Obviously he won't be wanting to knock either of those bowls up if he's holding shot. He's out and about. Out and about to draw it. Oh, he moved it half a kitty to the left off our screen. We don't know whether that has got it closer or further away. The way they've been measuring and calling the umpire, I think Doug Young will be standing up with his equipment ready to go. There he is on the sideline. He's got it out. That's the 2 shots that he needed, and the game is over. Benny Walsh winning the game 25-21. He knew he had shot. He knew he needed to draw 1 to win the game, and did so accordingly. We'll wind this one up. We have a small lunch break, and we'll be back with round 3, and the televised game will be the big game to decide the section